Well, hello and good day to all of you wonderful viewers out there. Hi, I'm Awesome Joe, and thank you guys so much for taking in the time of your day to watching another episode of Awesome Joe's Playback-to-Back Movie Reviews. And yes, we are going to be talking about the movie that came out to theaters a few months back, but I never had the chance to go out and watch it because it did not show up in my movie theater for some odd reason. And what the reason is, I have no idea, but it is here now. It debuted out on Disney Plus, and I believe out on HBO Max as well. But I knew it was coming out on Disney Plus immediately as soon as March started, which is today. And was I really excited for it? Absolutely. I was looking forward to this movie, and then, I was ready to go out there and buy the ticket, but all of a sudden I see that there is no tickets on sale to go and watch this movie. So I'm like, what the heck? So I had to wait until the movie either came out on DVD or came out on streaming service. So here we are today, waited 2 to 3 months. Now here it is. I was very excited to watch it, and I got to watch it, and I just finished watching it, and oh my God, it was just amazing. It was just so good. I mean, come on, it's directed by Steven Spielberg here. This guy is just like a god amongst directing movies. I mean, he is the king of directing amazing movies. He's had some flops here and there. Don't get me wrong, he's not perfect, but the dude can do it all. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this because, long story short, that this movie is a remake / retelling of the 1961 original West Side Story that is based in 1957's New York. And it's all about, if you guys are not aware of what this movie is all about, it's kind of like Romeo and Juliet, but in the American version back in 1957. You have these street gangs, the Jets, which are American street gang, bunch of kids, and the Sharks, which are Puerto Rican street gangs, and they're up at war with each other about their territorial disputes. So they're always fighting amongst one another, just trying to, letting each other know that this is my turf, and they just want respect. They want to be true. They don't even want to be treated as equals. They want to gain territory, and I don't know. It's so dumb. I mean, it even brings us back on how the world is now today, because it just doesn't happen back then, but it happens even now today with everything that's going on. I'm not gonna get into detail about that because this is all about movies. We're not here to talk about all the mumbo jumbo that people are putting themselves through. That seems very ridiculous to me. But this movie is just, long story short, 20 years ago, September 2002, I believe it was, I was in high school and I wanted to be in theater. So I was in a theater arts class, and they had a casting list of people who wanted to participate in a stage play of West Side Story. I didn't know what West Side Story was, but our teacher at the time, he went ahead and played the 1961 movie, and I fell in love with it. I could not believe it. I am a huge fan of South Pacific. I am a huge fan of Gone with the Wind and so many magnificent films back in the day. And West Side Story is a huge conclusion to that list. It's pretty much my number one, because every time when I watch that movie, I am so fascinated by the music, the lyrics, the choreography, the way that the story takes itself to it's so bright and gittery, and you have a lot of character and story development that is not really boring at all. It really does entertain the audiences with how the way it's just such a musical and bringing itself through the story getting darker and darker, and then towards the end it's just really it's like a point of no return for our characters here, because based off of their actions that they take upon this story. So yes, it is a Western version of what Romeo and Juliet is. not to the very specifics of what Romeo and Juliet was, but it was just fantastic on how the story is just made. Did this movie needed to be remade? Not exactly. I still enjoy the 1961 movie, and I don't want to compare this movie to the original movie, because I mean, this movie alone, if I've never seen the West Side Story movie, the original movie 20 years ago, and then just watch this movie today alone, it would still fascinate me. It is by far a phenomenal movie. I mean, it's just so fantastic. Throughout the entire movie, I couldn't stop smiling. Why? Because it felt like going down memory lane. It felt like it was just so fantastic. I had a great time with this movie. You know, and the cast that's here, I think, is just extremely great. I really do love the cast. Tony, which is played by Ansel Elgort. I've seen him in several movies before in the past. I know I recognize him more familiarly with what's it called? The Divergent series. I know that he comes out in a whole lot of other upcoming movies. So then you get Maria, which is played by newcomer Rachel Zegler, and she's just phenomenal as Maria. Just phenomenal. I could not believe the way that she portrayed the Maria character. So, you know, precise, so right on to the T, to the spot there. You got Riff, also played by Mike Feist, and man, this dude really, he kicked butt, man. He really felt like the original Riff in 1961, and it just felt like he was a character pulled right out of, you know, back in time to today to make this movie. I mean, it was just so good. Then you got Bernardo, which is played by David Alvarez. Fantastic. Love the Puerto Rican accents. Not so fond upon on how the Spanish is put into. I love that they put the Spanish into the movie. Difficult for me to understand Spanish, but I love and how it identifies more of our Puerto Rican characters as to who they are and where they come from. And, you know, they want to stick to their heritage of being Puerto Ricans living on American lands. So, but they are often rememorized by Bernardo's love interest, which is Anita, played by Ariana DeBose. Holy cow, was she just amazing in this movie. And not just her, but everybody who did all of the choreography, the dancing. You could see in how well they dance. They put a lot of passion into it, and you can feel that passion, and it just makes you want to go out there and dance to the music yourself. It is that good. And then this is one of my favorite characters, which is Anybody, is played by Iris Menace, and this is a woman character trying to be a male character, trying to be part of the Sharks, and the Jets, and the Jets refuse her because she's a woman. So it's very sexist. I mean, back in the day, it really didn't even matter, but now in today's world, it's like, women got to do the same thing as men do, and men got to do the same thing as women. It's just like vice versa. So, but I love the character, and the use of her character is not as useful into the story as it did in the original movie. I felt like her character was just put in there just for the sake of that her character is part of the story. But I feel like that there should have been more usage of her. That she should have had more lines. She should have been part of some of the music lyrics. So, Officer Krupke, played by Brian D'Arcy James, and he's just great too. I mean, I love all the original music that is from the 1961 movie put into this. It feels so original, even though that it is the same from 1961 put into this movie. It just feels so original. I love on how everything is just put well together. Even though that there are a lot of the same basic elements from the original 1961. I love on how some of it is actually changed up. It's not exactly to the T of what 1961 did, but it does try to make itself its own movie. It's not like what Disney tries to do with their live adaptation films off of their animated movies. No, it's not. It really does try to be its own movie. Try to be away from what 1961 was, and just collecting what the greatness of 1961 movie was and bring it to modern day classic movie magic. Then you get Lieutenant Shrink. Oh my gosh, man! I didn't even know that this was him until later on in the movie. Corey Stoll, man. This guy was fantastic as Lieutenant Shrink, man. This dude, it felt like he was actually the 1961 Lieutenant Shrink. Just great. A really great mirror adaptation of the character. Chino, which is Josh Andres Rivera, who is the character that's like the jealous character against Maria and Tony. So, and I actually like the way that they put this character. They gave him a pair of spectacles, and he seems very light and very innocent in the beginning of the film, and then, like I said, the more the story progresses, the more it gets darker, and you can tell how darker this character gets towards the ending and where it leads itself towards. So it was great getting to see that, and what a great piece of cameo from this inventive character. It's not Doc's the Doc character anymore, which is now Valentina character, an inventive character played by returning Rita Moreno, which played the original Anita from the 1961 original movie, which is fantastic, and she is just phenomenal. Not only that, she is a winning for Oscar, Emmy, Tony, Grammy. I mean, this woman can do it all, and she even has her own musical number in this movie, and it's just fantastic. I mean, every little bit of this movie I just fell in love with. I don't really find it, there's a few nitpicks here and there, but I just found the movie to be highly entertaining, highly fun. A great movie. It is. I'm just so ashamed that my movie theater did not bring this to the theaters here. I I would have loved this even more to watching it on the big screen. And I don't know. There was just so much that happened in this movie that I give huge pluses towards. But yeah, this movie just phenomenal, amazing. I love the story. I love the love chemistry between these two characters and how it diversifies these. It diversifies even more of the street gangs further apart, going against each other, and then towards the end, where the moral of the story is based off of the basis of their love, bringing these two street gangs coming together, but there had to be a huge cost in the end. A lot of death, a lot of regrets and regressional actions, if I'd say. So a lot of decisions are made in this movie for these characters to, it is the original story arc, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying based off of the characters, their decisions are very, it leads them to very darker directions. And I really hope that people watching movies such as this understands the message and realizes the type of behavior that is put in between these characters going against each other is just ridiculous. Their war is highly unnecessary. It's based off of a lot of stubbornness, a lot of pride, and we really need to drop all of that. Us as human beings, we make our mistakes, and we should learn from those mistakes and learn to get along. And we only have one life. We have one life, and we need to learn to enjoy it and cherish it, and just love each other. I mean, come on, we are all human beings, no matter what, no matter what heritage, no matter what culture, no matter what color of skin. It doesn't matter. the point is that we have 2 hands, 10 fingers, 2 feet, 10 toes, a brain, our blood is red. I mean, there really is no difference other than the fact that we are in different locations of this planet called Earth. It is all one life, and I hope that a story such as this would really change the persona of the way that this world is taking itself towards, or what we human beings are taking this world to. But anyways, everybody, Rotten Tomatoes, excuse me, Rotten Tomatoes went ahead and gave this movie a 92%. And I think, are you freaking kidding me? I don't think so. I love this movie so much that I gave it 100%. 100%. I don't normally do that because usually I would say that there are, no movie is perfect. It always has its flaws, and this one doesn't have its flaws, but it's not enough to lower my feel of this movie, of not loving it. I love this movie. Would I watch it over and over again? Absolutely. Not only just this one, but I would still go back to the 1961 movie and keep watching it. It is a fantastic movie that I really do inspire everybody out there who's watching this video right now to go and watch. If you haven't even watched it, go and watch it. Or even if you have watched it, please go and watch it again. It's that good, everybody. But yes, I was in the stage play of West Side Story 20 years ago. And even though I played a very useless character, more of a background character, I think his name was called Indigo, and he only had one line, which is WAP. And it was ridiculous, but it was great to know that I was just at least a part of the project. I was in several other stage plays prior to West Side Story, and it was fun. I had a great time. Would I love to do it again? Absolutely. I mean, I cannot get enough of doing stage plays. I mean, they are the basis of my origin of who I am today. So it's fantastic, phenomenal. And just like this movie and even the original 1961 classic, everything about it is just so damn good. But anyways, everybody, I hope that I brought up everything that I could possibly think of in regards to this movie. I really do wish that I would have done this review a few months back when it was out in theaters, but here it is now. I wanted it to be a part of my top 10 movies of 2021, but unfortunately, since I didn't see the movie, it was really hard for me to predict as to which number I would have put it on the list. And I just instead put it as a honorable mention. But if I were to have put it on the list, most definitely I would put it at number 1. I would definitely put it at number 1. At number 1 that I had was Halloween Kills. I would have put that. I would put that at number 2 and put West Side Story 2021 at number 1. It was really, really good. I had a blast. I had a great, fantastic time. But anyways, everybody, that's my review for West Side Story 2021. What did you guys think? Have you guys gone out and watched it? If not, it is available right now on Disney Plus and I believe on HBO Max, but most definitely on Disney Plus. So go and check it out. And believe me, if you guys are in the same mind persona as I am when it comes to movies and musicals such as this, you will not be disappointed. It is a fantastic film. So fantastic. I had to immediately record this video right after I was done with the movie. So good. Take my word for it. But anyways, everybody, that's my review for West Side Story. I want to thank everybody for taking in the time of their day to watching this video. It is a huge inspiration for me, for you guys taking in the time of your day to watching this. If you want to check out some more of my videos, you can look me up on YouTube and on Facebook at Awesome Joe Movie Reviews. Don't forget to click on the like and subscribe button, everybody. I really do appreciate everybody's support into my channel. It is a huge personal hobby of mine that I love to share amongst all of you wonderful viewers out there. And if you have any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns, please feel free to leave it down in the comment section in the bottom. Let's have an awesome time talking about this movie or any movies that you'd like to talk about in general. Once again, everybody, I'm Awesome Joe. Keep on living the dream, and as always, stay awesome. Thanks, you guys, once more again, and stay tuned because, yes, in a couple of days, I will be watching The Batman. And I'll be having a review for it coming up in a few days. So please stay tuned, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Bye.